Teresa Schaefer?
Yes, ma'am.
You were suing the defendant, Robert Dunn, for $1,375.
Correct.
$300 of that is a balance owed on a truck you say you sold to him?
Correct.
And the rest of that amount is for mental anguish and other related expenses?
Yes, ma'am.
And you are countersuing, sir, for $2,000 for car repairs and mental anguish as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll start with you, Ms. Schaefer. Tell me what happened here.
In July of 2014, I placed the ad on Craigslist.
You placed an ad for the 1996 Ford Ranger on Craigslist.
Correct.
And the defendant, you saw the ad at some point on Craigslist and responded. Do you have a copy of the ad that he responded to?
I have a copy of, yeah.
May I see it, please? You agreed to sell the truck for $500.
Correct.
Does he buy the truck for $500?
He wants to pay $200 down and make payments, and I tell him that's okay.
Really?
Because
on a used truck that you're selling to a perfect stranger?
And Your Honor, she gave me the title
people,
right then and there, too. Here's the title, signed, sealed, and delivered.
Right.
That he was supposed to hold until he was
I mean, because you're selling
payments.
you're selling a used truck. I tell people, don't sell used cars, trucks, vehicles to your family members because there's always an issue. You sell it to a stranger and you wash your hands of it, you get the money, you give them the title, and you're done. So you decided to commit yourself to a process here where you would accept payments from a perfect stranger on a used truck?
He seemed like it would be okay.
What's the agreement as to how he would pay the remainder of the $300?
He was supposed to come back every week and make a $100 payment.
And did you ever see another dime of money?
I didn't hear from him for a week. When I did contact him, he then tells me that it threw a rod. I told him, okay, I would take $3 for it. Then it would be the price of junk.
Did the two of you enter into a written contract for the truck?
We did.
May I see it, please?
Yes, ma'am.
So what's going on here, sir? Why haven't you paid her the remainder $300?
Your Honor, I did indeed purchase a truck, and whenever I met with her, I told her, I said, you know, I tell you what, I'm not even going to bargain you down. I will just give you $500 for the vehicle.
Right.
I said, but I have $200 cash to put down, and I will make weekly payments. She's like, okay, that's great. Then
which she failed to do.
Goes on to inform me of her situation and that she needed work done around the house and that she doesn't have a man around to do the work.
Not true.
Tells me about a dispute that she's having with her neighbor and needs a fence built. So I told her, you know, possibly I could help you with that. After a week, I sent her a text because I was working a lot of hours at that time that I couldn't make it over right then. I had worked 12 hours or whatever. I was going to take a nap, you know, get some sleep, and I'd get in touch with her in a day or two.
Sir, I'm just asking you why you haven't paid her the remainder of the $300.
The motor blew up. I contacted her and told her that the motor had blown up.
That's not true.
But
I called you.
Ma'am, hold on a second. The motor blew up.
The motor blew up.
But you bought the truck as is. You understand that, right?
Well, I'm not sure I bought it as is. She didn't...
Well, no, I have a written contract. You signed this contract, right?
I'm not sure. Can I see the contract?
Absolutely, you can see it.
He received a copy.
That is my signature.
Sir, it's not an encyclopedia. It's 3 sentences. Is this what you signed?
No, it isn't. It's a paragraph.
Is this the document you signed, sir?
It is.
Okay,
it is,
so
he also handwrote
the document clearly states that you purchased this truck for $500 and that it is an as-is sale.
Okay, well, here it is. After the engine blew up, I called her and I told her the situation, and she went on and on and on about, you know, she feels bad that the engine blew up, and don't worry about the other payments.
I never said that.
Don't worry about it. She may possibly have work to be done around her place. I told her, I said, I'm not even worried about you paying me for any work.
So did you do work around her?
Doing.
Are you saying you did work around her house?
No. She told me that she could possibly have some work around her place, and I told her that I wasn't worried about getting paid for whatever work she needed done around the house. I would just help her just because.
Okay, so why haven't you, I'm going to go back to my original question. Why haven't you paid $300, the remaining balance on the truck?
Did you not hear me whenever I said that she told me not to worry about it?
Okay, let me tell you something. When I ask you a question, that means I don't know the answer to it. And that means I need you to answer the question. And the second thing I'm going to need you to do today is lose the attitude.
Coming up, Judge Faith lays down the law.
When you purchase a used car, you are buying it as is. That means buyer beware. That means you make a decision. You take it or you leave it. But if you take it, it's yours.
And later, an old house causes nothing but problems.
What repairs needed to be made, sir?
She needed to repair the bathroom sink.
Okay, and you say what to that?
There was no sink in the bathroom.
Plaintiff Teresa Schaefer sold her old pickup truck to the defendant and agreed to accept payments, but never received the full amount. Defendant Robert Dunn says the truck is a piece of junk and he doesn't owe her anything. He wants her to reimburse him for repairs.
I'm gonna need you to lose the attitude real quick, sir, or things are gonna go downhill for you real fast.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you purchased this truck as is.
Yes,
That
Your Honor.
means buyer beware. That means you make a decision, you take it or you leave it. But if you take it, it's yours. So what's happened here is you are now in the possession of the truck. It appears to me that once you take possession of the truck, you feel that you're the one now in the position of power to negotiate.
No,
I'm
not at
asking
all.
you, sir, why you haven't paid $300 for the remaining balance on the truck.
I called her on the phone and told her the engine blew up. She says to me, don't worry about the payments. I don't want you to feel like you got stuck with a lemon. Don't worry about paying it off. Then she goes on to say, I may have some
never
work
said
around
that,
the house you can
sorry.
do.
Do you have any proof of that?
No, I do not. She
Okay.
mentioned it in our initial meeting, and then she mentioned it
Okay,
again
so you have no proof
on
of
the
that.
telephone.
So you have no proof of that,
Your
right?
Honor, this lady has
Besides
set
your
this
testimony?
up through the get-go. She's very conniving, and
So she set up selling you a $500 truck and only accepting $200
well, it's a
and
truck
letting you
that she
make payments?
could have probably only have gotten scrap prices if a fool like me hadn't showed up
That's
to
why
the
I put
ad.
a tune-up. I put a tune-up on it because I was going to have it inspected.
She puts in the ad, I hate to sell this truck, but can no longer afford it with the repairs.
Right.
I've had it for 10 years. Bearings and emissions issues. The seals were blown, but have flushed radiator and changed oil religiously. So she's noting all of these issues with the truck. It's a 1996 truck with $500. It has over 200,000 miles on it. Did you really think there would not be any issues
Your
with the
Honor,
truck?
I don't think that's the
What's your counterclaim about?
just the motor that I had to have installed.
Oh, you want her to pay for a new motor for the truck?
Well, I mean, you know, I had it done. I had it installed, and then the mental anguish of her constantly threatening me to go to court.
All right, I've heard enough. In addition to the $300 for the balance of the truck, you are asking for $75 for a printer and cable? What's that about?
I had to go out and buy a printer in order to organize all this information to bring this to court, because I had to have proof and evidence.
So-
and my computer sold. We had to buy USB cord.
That's what I was dealing
You
with.
know, I had a USB
Stop.
cord that had to be. I'm pretty aggravated at the fact that this whole nonsense is over $100.
I've heard enough. Here's what we're going to do here. On your counterclaim, sir, for the motor for the truck that you purchased, I'm not ordering her to pay for a new motor for the truck.
Yes, ma'am.
When you purchased the truck, you actually signed an agreement.
I did.
Even if you didn't sign an agreement, when you purchase a used car, you are buying it as is.
I understand that. Your
That
Honor.
is what happens when you buy a used car. So my judgment in this case is for $300 for the plaintiff. Your counterclaim is dismissed. I'm also ordering you to pay her court costs. Good luck.